longer you've been doing this.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Las Vegas Pitch Presents. I've been looking forward to this, Max, for a long time because you have such a really fun, unique life and experiences here, native Las Vegan, and you've got Hecker Real Estate, family oriented.
Yep.
And I want to talk a little bit about that. But first, golf.
Yeah.
Golf is your passion, right?
Golf is life.
Golf is life. Yeah. And so you actually grew up kind of in that golf world, right?
Yeah. Golf kind of came on to me at a later age, I guess, than most that have gravitated towards the game. I was a basketball player by trade. My dad played college basketball.
How tall are you? 'Cause you're
6'3".
6'3", okay.
Decent enough to play a little pick and pop here and there. I got a little bit of a Kevin Love game, if you catch my drift. You know, screens, roll, mid-range. We got all that.
Okay.
My ball handling is not the greatest, so wouldn't necessarily say I'm a point guard, but love to play basketball. And my dad got just a little bit of a bug up his, you know what, and he said, you got to do something in the spring. You can't just play basketball.
You can't play basketball.
So go find a spring sport. My dad, ironically, also, besides playing college basketball, became an Olympic level swim coach.
Your dad would?
Yes.
So he played basketball and then a swim coach?
He became an Olympic level swim coach, and he had swimmers in the Pan Am Games, Olympic trials, the United States Olympics team, the Polish swimming national team. He's had swimmers all over the world.
Wow.
So one of the spring sports is swimming in Las Vegas. And he told me, don't embarrass me. Don't go swimming. I'm not going to get embarrassed by that. So he said, your sister played golf. Go try out for the golf team. And funny story, I met my best friend on the first tee of the round of golf, the first round that we ever played.
First round.
Teed it up.
And how old were you at this time?
15.
15?
Never touched a golf club. Never touched a golf club in my life.
But you're an athlete, so athletes kind of just pick things up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pick it up. To tell you the truth, like I said, first hole, we're teeing off, and this guy's really good. I mean, he's one of those guys that's played his whole life, and he stripes it down the middle. And I get up there, and I'm nervous, and I have a 3-wood in my hand. And I teed it up a little bit too high with 3-wood, and I topped it into the desert.
Yeah.
And I go, well, this is going to be interesting. And he goes, I didn't see nothing, teed up again. So we start the round from there. He gives me a mulligan in a sense, very nice guy. By the end of the round, he shoots 31, 5 under.
31?
Yeah, for 9 holes.
Oh,
and I came in with a modest 51.
Okay.
So I told my dad, I go, okay, I don't think this is for me. I lost by 20 shots. And he goes, what did you shoot? And I said 51. He goes, that's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, it kept on going, made the team, and just gravitated towards it. The game of golf is just so different from any other sport. Number one, think about this. That ball is sitting on a tee. It's inanimate. It's not moving. Try and hit it.
It's hard. I play
hard.
golf every Friday, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good because I used to be a baseball player, but it's hard to hit a little ball there without moving.
It's the only sport where the ball's inanimate.
Yeah.
Think about that. Baseball, the ball's in motion. Basketball, the ball's in motion. Football is in motion. Tennis, badminton. It doesn't matter what, cricket, whatever you're playing, the ball's always in motion trying to hit a moving target. Now the ball's sitting there nice and still. And it says, hit me, and you can't do it. And it's the craziest thing in the world. It really is. So that, and then the fact that each golf course is different. Like we're out here at beautiful Canyon Gate Country Club.
Right.
And this course is set up so different from down the street at Red Rock. Completely different layout. So the type of grass, the curvature of the holes, the green complexes, the elevation changes, everything matters. The wind, the water, the desert landscaping. All of that captivated my mind and is something that I try to bring to the real estate side, which is the creativity stuff.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Paiute before we jumped on, and Paiute is this cool course out in the middle of nowhere, north Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, man, the only thing I don't like about Paiute is it's so windy. And what did you say to me?
Creates a good wind player.
It's a good
You got to grind out here. I mean, Vegas is known for the wind, and especially in the springtime when we were in high school, we get those afternoon tee times, and there's not a day that went by where we weren't just so mad at the fact that it was blowing 20 and our drives are going nowhere, or a wedge that we thought that we were going to hit good is, nowhere
that's the
near
thing.
the green.
Good players can drive it through the wind. guys like me, if it just has a little bit of thing, if I get a little this, it's going to go flying the other way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not as good. So golf to real estate, you have Hecker Real Estate, and it's family owned. Tell me where that's going right now.
Well, it's exciting. My dad's 90 years of age almost.
Is he 90?
He's almost 90.
Okay.
He turns 90 in about 6 months.
Okay.
So he's been in the real estate game in Las Vegas since he came here in 1974 as UNLV's first swim coach, and got into real estate in 1977. Since then, he's been doing his own thing. We opened up a brokerage late 80s, early 90s, and had up to about 20 agents at one point.
Yeah.
After everything happened with the recession, him kind of slowing down a little bit, we consolidated to mainly just family members and a couple of people that latched on long term. But he's entering the end of his career. I'm entering just the beginning.
I hope I could go to 90.
Right?
You know?
I mean,
that's
it's
incredible. You said he's slowing down, but he should be slowing down.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to.
No.
Yeah.
Ironically, whether we're slowing down or not, him and myself are actually starting a developmental project of building a couple custom homes.
Oh, yeah?
And doing some specs. So whether he says he's slowing down or not, he's not. Yeah. We're just kind of giving him less responsibility on one end so he can focus and tackle another task.
Well, it's amazing too when you have, and what I've learned, because I'm in my 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I've learned is that with time comes wisdom, and that wisdom doesn't really go away. Your dad must have a ton of wisdom and experiences throughout life and with all the people and the relationships that he's built.
It's weird. You go around town and you say my name or the real estate side of things, and some people know, others have no clue, and that's fine. But the ones that do know, they're entrenched in the community because they hear the name and they go, oh, you're related to Victor so-and-so.
Victor Hector.
Yeah, Victor Hector.
Yeah. And
he's been around, whether it's through the swimming or the real estate, he's been around town since the 70s. So he's done a lot of things. We've done development. We used to have a construction license. We were GCs for years. We built custom homes in Red Rock, Anthem, mountain trails. We built a 24-lot half-acre subdivision in the Northwest. So we've done all of that. We've done memory care facilities. We've done hotels. We've built everything. So his name is synonymous with certain things if you hear somebody. But we're not the big boys in town, which is cool. It gets to show you who those real true Las Vegans are that know the deep-rooted people versus some of the transient people that are coming into town. And we're just kind of going with the flow. Like we said, we're trying to regrow the brand. My brother is an awesome guy who's got over 30 plus years of experience in the business as well. And he's been a broker at various companies around town, including Realty One Group, Century 21. And I pulled him back in,
said, come on,
sucked him back into the family business.
Yeah.
And he's going to become our broker of record pretty soon. So with him on board, I think that there's a good chance that we're going to expand big time. I mean, he's got big aspirations for the brokerage. I do too. And he's looking to me to be the next step after he decides that he's going to take the retirement route.
Well, that could be another 30 years, right?
If he decides to go the route of my dad,
right?
He tells me, he goes, I'm giving you 2 years max. 2 years. So I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of time on my hands, but not enough. Yeah. He just wants to, get it established, and then he wants to ride off in the sunset and enjoy him and his wife's remaining years. Yeah. And then I get to take the brunt of the blow.
There's a big discrepancy in age between all of you guys, right?
Yeah. There's a 30-year age gap between the oldest and the youngest.
Okay.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got nieces and nephews that are older than me that used to call me Uncle Max or not want to call me Uncle Max.
And that's funny. But so you go from basically golf. You got very passionate about golf. Yeah. You went out there. Tell us a little bit about the golf background, and then also how that relates to real estate and how that has made you, I think, a better realtor, knowing all the different parts of Vegas. Yeah.
I mean, golf is a very unique sport. I think one of the coolest things about it is the network of people that you get to hang out with, and the influential people that kind of gravitate towards the sport. And if they see that you're decent at the game, they want to latch on and they want to see what you can do or go play golf with you or whatnot. My golf career started out very modest. Like I said, a 51 for 9 holes is nothing great. But
starting at 15 and shooting, that's pretty good.
It was fun. And it just kept on getting more and more competitive. By the time I was a senior, I wanted to go to college and play some college golf. So I did that. And then after playing college golf, I decided to gravitate towards real estate, got my license at 22. Really didn't sell a lot, but what I did sell helped propel me to graduate school. And graduate school was for sport management, ironically back to golf. I wanted to become the next Jerry Maguire, show me the money. But basically with golf players and representing golfers, and that kind of was the route. But as you go through the grad school program, you learn that maybe that isn't necessarily what you want to do, but maybe golf is the sport that you want to gravitate towards. So I changed from wanting to become an agent to wanting to work in the operations side of it, running tours, doing fundraising efforts, and I got my first job up in Northern California with the PGA of America.
Oh, wow.
So got to work with the PGA of America and run some cool golf events. And you just interact with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And half those people have, lives of their own with huge networks. And your network, I will say this every time, your network is your net worth. It really is. I don't care how much you know. I don't care how much you think you can do. It's who you know that's going to get you somewhere. Yeah. It really is. And so I knew a few people, and they helped me. They helped me get back to what I really wanted to do, which was basically, that's one of my clients right there. Golfing client. Look at that. His picture was golf. Yeah, his picture was us golfing together. He's an asphalt guy. He does asphalt out here, so you never know when you're going to need a connection or not. But family's first, and the golf thing was awesome. I built so many amazing connections out there in California, but I just had a reason to come back. And once I came back, I wanted to get back into the real estate thing, help out my dad. As soon as we got back, we had the vision of doing the building thing. We're starting that. It takes a while to get off the ground. It is.
That's fun. A lot of fun. When you build something from scratch,
yes,
and you can see what you did, and you actually have your name on that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's an amazing feeling. It's even more amazing once you get it sold.
There's risk, reward, right?
Yeah.
There's always risk to everything. Now I see the shirt you have.
Yeah.
PSCGA Junior. So you do a lot of stuff with junior.
Yeah,
golfers?
This was the Southern California Golf Association. One of the first jobs I ever had was running a kids organization in Southern California for at-risk youth and getting them involved into the game of golf any way possible. We used to build small little par 3 golf courses in the at-risk areas, low-income areas. Maggie Hathaway, Pico Rivera, Don Kanabe, different parts of like the Norwalk, Pico Rivera, the Inland Empire, stuff like that. And that's where this came from. Everything I do is golf related. I wear all my old golf stuff because it's near and dear to my heart. That's my first passion. And everything I do in the real estate space is geared towards a little bit of the golf thing. I try and give back any way I can through the community here. And we just do a lot of fun stuff.
Well, talking about fun stuff, I love what you're doing on Instagram, social media.
Thank you.
The handle is the Home Caddy, correct?
Yep.
And it's fun because now you're doing Saturday tips, right?
Let's talk
about the Saturday tips for golfers. And
everyone out there is looking for something. YouTube videos are common.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah. We're all looking to gain a little bit of knowledge or a feeling that we see on TV with those pros. I'm no pro by any means, but I do know the game of golf a little bit, and so I wanted to expel in wisdom some of my clients and my followers on some topics that might help them in their golf game. And so we created this cool series called Saturday Golf Tips a couple weeks ago. And we're getting a lot of positive feedback from it, which is awesome. I hope to expand it and grow on it. I think that there's going to be some really cool celeb features of some sort in the near future. I've got a lot of my old golfing buddies that are like, I can't wait to be on the show. I want to give my favorite tip. Just really want to include the community and just have some fun with it and see where we can go with that portion of it. And it all ties to real estate. Everyone needs to have a niche, I think, in what they're trying to do, because this market's too big to do everything. I dabble in everything. I do land, I do commercial, I do development, residential, but the golf niche is really something that I hold near and dear to my heart and something I really want to propel forward. So I'm hoping that some of this helps collaborate the two together. And we're at an amazing golf course community right here. So I mean, this is my vibe, and this is what I love. So
Now,
I'm excited.
So do you like selling homes within golf course communities and understanding where to be within a golf course community and that kind of thing?
Be on the tee box. Never be near the green.
Never be near the green. Be close to the tee box. That's the best shot.
Yeah, you got the best views, and then you don't.
Right?
You can't get hit going backwards, right?
Yeah.
It's physically impossible. I've seen people do some weird stuff on the golf course. Ball, actually, I have seen someone hit it backwards. There's a guy on, he's called Bob Does Sports or something like that. He's very, very famous. They're a bunch of goofballs. They are terrible at golf. But there's a video of him with a PGA professional in the background. It's Brant Snedeker. And he's hitting this shot, and they're playing a scramble mode, and he's got a 3-wood in the middle of the fairway, and he actually hit it into the ground and popped backwards. And he looks around, and the PGA pros going, I don't think I've ever seen that in 30 years of professional golf. I don't think I've ever seen something like that. So, I mean, there's fun ways to go about this, and yeah.
Well, and you've played golf here for many, many years. You probably have played most every golf course in Las Vegas, being a native. So you understand when you talk to your clients where they might really fit in, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's different parts of the valley that adhere to different people, their lifestyles. Maybe it's families nearby. They've got to be on the golf course, but families nearby. So we're going to find the nearest golf course community around there. Maybe it's just a specific golf course that they want to be a member at, and they're like, hey, I need to be a member here. Prime example is if you want to be a member at Summit, you got to have a house in Summit to be a member there. Some golf course communities are like that. So if that's the case, we're going to find you what you need. And all the while, I'll be taking video of the golf course more so than maybe the house. Who knows? But, you know, captivating the two together. I mean, there's amazing homes on golf courses, all different levels, from multi-million-dollar homes to just some condos. We can find you whatever you need.
Yeah, I should have listened to you, because we used to live on number 8.
Yeah.
And we were like right down the middle, and we would get like broken windows and broken, skylights and all that. We moved here because the house was getting nailed every single time.
I would imagine homeowners insurance for some people could be a little bit more risky business if you're on a golf course and in the fly zone, in the landing zone.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to circle back to Paiute, right?
Sure.
Paiute North. There was some land released for big development out there, right?
Yes.
And that could technically be kind of a home course for that development, correct?
It very well could be. Something that BLM does on a consistent basis, the Bureau of Land Management, is they release parcels for auction or for sale. And a lot of those parcels that are left in the Las Vegas Valley are fixated in the Northwest. And that's a huge untapped, undeveloped market compared to a majority of the Las Vegas Valley that's almost run out of land at this point.
Yeah.
And so we're scouring for those parcels, and it's very hard to find hundreds of acres, let alone 500 acres. And I think it's going to be a really cool community that they build out there. Probably will mimic something of a Sky Canyon type, and don't know exactly which developer is tapped into that yet, but they've got some big plans on deck. And Paiute's down the street. If I were them, I would definitely latch on to try and figure out a way to get some memberships maybe to those homeowners, or discounted golf fees of some sort. Not that Paiute needs any of that. I mean, 3 golf courses, 18 holes on each one of them, 54 holes total.
That's a lot.
They're the busiest golf course in Las Vegas.
Wow.
They always have 36 holes going. They rotate 2 18s a day, and they keep one dormant so they can always do some maintenance or keep them in really good shape. But that would be kind of captivating, and I'm excited to see what that neighborhood looks like. Sky Canyon is growing like crazy. I love the area. I think that it's, again, it's an untapped part of the valley. Homes up there are selling for $100,000 less than homes in the south, and it's the same exact models. So if you're looking for a better bang for your buck and getting in at a point before the development happens versus being in a point where the development's already happened, think of the Northwest as the new Durango Station mantra. Everything near Rose Ranch was, no one cared about it. Then all of a sudden there's IKEA and there's malls, there's the Uncommons, and now we've got Durango Station. And guess what? Everyone and their brother wants to live over there. Everyone wants to go over there, and housing prices went through the roof in that pocket. Well, the same thing's going to happen in the Northwest. Guess who bought 100 acres of land about a year and a half, 2 years ago? Station
Casinos.
They're going to do the same thing
again.
out there eventually. And when that happens, the three things that really help captivate, well, there's more than that, but three things that really help increase values in your homes: hospitals nearby, shopping nearby, and in Las Vegas, casinos nearby. People think it's a detriment, but not these multi-billion-dollar, beautifully designed.
They're amazing.
Casinos. These aren't your mom and pop casinos. They're not run down. They're not near any bad areas. Those increase your values. And so it's going to be nice to see what those homes look like 5 years from now.
And that's where the value is, going up north. And Durango's already going to put up another
tower.
They're already to make another tower.
Yeah.
It just got open, and now they're ready to go to another tower.
Because they saw that the market needs it. It calls for it. The area is growing too much. One thing that's unique is when you have the same ownership in so many different places, they're kind of polling for the same people in a sense. It doesn't seem like they care. They're just going full bore with Durango, and let's see how big we can make this thing. Yeah. I mean, Red Rock was amazing for over a decade. It still is probably my favorite local casino.
We go there all the time.
The pools don't even compare. I mean, Durango's got this amazing setup, but the pool's about the size of a splash zone, and then you go to Red Rock and you've got 3 or 4 different pools plus the big pool.
Right.
It's just a different lifestyle, but they're trying to get Durango to become the best thing ever, and it's becoming that, and they're going to expand. But once they finish up with that, they're going to do Inspirada. They're going to
go all over the place.
Sky Canyon, and those are the things that are going to make the valley grow in those areas. The home values grow.
All right, so I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
Number 1 is, what do you think? You've been in Las Vegas your whole life.
Yeah.
Where do you see Las Vegas? What do you like the most about Las Vegas now, and where do you think it's going to go from here?
Gosh. Well, I'm a foodie a little bit from time to time. And one thing that I will say about Vegas is we have probably some of the best cuisine in the world. Some of the best chefs come here. Some of the best mom and pop oriented establishments want to come here and open up branches because they see that this market loves their food and loves to be around those types of things. So that's something that I see as an advantage that Vegas has, something that's going to continue to grow. The parks is another thing that I love about Vegas that you don't get anywhere else, is all these parks they build within these communities. It really helps make you feel like you're not in a desert. It makes you feel like you're in a community that you can, enjoy, your family can relax in. And then the other thing, coming from, again, I'm born and raised in Vegas. I went to California. We all love California for the beaches, but we all hate it for the infrastructure. And those dang freeways are terrible, right? So one thing that I think Vegas does really well, and shout out to Las Vegas Paving for being fantastic at, doing a lot of this paving stuff. They were a former partner of my dad's on that 24-acre or that 24 parcel half-acre subdivision. They teamed up together. But one thing that the infrastructure that Vegas has, and it's growing, is we constantly have good freeway systems. Yes, we do have a state flower that is the cone. But with that, there is a need for those because we're constantly growing. And so every time we grow, we want to build and make it bigger and more accessible. Do you see a lot of traffic jams on the freeways here? Never.
Robert and I talk about it all the time. I've been talking about the infrastructure, what they've done with the planning, the master plan, the roads. Every neighborhood is set up to where they can expand. It is just really well done, really well organized.
It's amazing, and a shout out and testament, honestly, to the originators of the town.
Yeah.
Whether people know it or not, one of the things that makes Vegas pretty easy to get around too is the fact that a lot of the streets are north, south, east, west, which is plat map style. And the Mormons who settled Las Vegas in 1905 created the plat map, and so they helped establish the roads and the infrastructure from the get-go. And whether we were just a small little village and missionary all the way to the big 3 million plus people that we're getting to now, that same premise still applies. And all the developers and city planners kind of follow that mold and that method. And they're doing a really good job with it. It's amazing.
All right, last question.
Okay.
What is the best part of your golf game?
I'd say no, I'm just kidding.
I'm good at everything.
I'm good at everything. What are you talking about?
Is it your driving, your putting, your chipping?
I'm a pretty
your
straight.
mid-irons?
I'm a pretty straight driver of the ball. I'm not the longest driver. I can poke it out there close to 300 on a consistent basis.
Not a long driver.
Not a long driver, not by today's measures. But I'm pretty consistent there. And then I'd say my putting. Not full short game, because believe me, my chipping around the greens is what caused me not to go to the next level. And I'll be honest with that. Short game is everything in the game of golf, but I love to putt. I got my Scotty Cameron. I nicknamed her Stacy. All right. Stacy makes me a lot of putts.
How did you nickname her Stacy? Where does that come from?
Well, Scotty, S.
Scotty, yeah.
So just like my cars and everything else, whatever the brand is, I got to find a name that starts with that letter.
Okay.
So like my old Jeep was Julie the Jeep.
Julie the Jeep?
Julie the Jeep.
Okay.
And I had Sally,
so is it always
Sally
a
the
female,
Saw.
or is it?
Yeah. I mean,
pretty much.
I see the same thing happens with girls too. They name their cars after guys.
Okay.
One of my clients right now, she's got a Volkswagen. It's a Volkswagen Tiguan. And she followed my premise. She's like, I'm going to name it Tyler. And I'm like, all right, Tyler. Well, let's get in Tyler and go for a drive around town and see what homes you want to look at next. You know, that type of thing. So Stacy's my baby.
Okay.
I did not name my driver, but I have the same driver from college. I think that's the consistency factor.
Yeah.
Once you feel something that you like, you don't need to go away from it. Everyone wants to buy the next $700 club, but that $700 club isn't the one making the swing. It's you.
Yeah.
And if you're not swinging it good, it doesn't matter how expensive the club is. It's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can buy the best clubs, but you have to buy a swing first. And that's where your home caddy comes in. I can't wait to watch the home caddy golf tips every Saturday and learn a little bit more. Maybe you can even watch it and improve your short game a little bit too with some of your guests.
The tip that I took to the bunker this past week with ball striking is something that
the line in the sand,
the line in the sand. It's from the golf machine. And if you're a machine in anything, you do everything the same time and time again. And that's part of the thing that's important about golf is repetition.
Yeah.
And doing the same act over and over again to get comfortable with it, but also to just get the motion down.
Well, and it's such a good way to basically see where your club is making contact, whether like in front of the line, which is going to be a chunk, or
a skull,
after the line or skull. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can use that tip. I like that tip. So
I want to see you take a video of yourself doing that tip in the bunker.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do that. That'll
just
be
tag it up.
I'll do that this weekend, this Friday.
Anytime you want to go play golf too, let's go do it.
Let's
swing
do it.
Tips. We got it.
Well, Max, that was a fun time today. Really appreciate it. And can't wait till the next time. And
most definitely.
We'll see you guys next time on Las Vegas Pitch Presents. Bye, everybody.